What's the number one problem we have in the world today? I say we have divide. And what's the number two thing that we won't do? Come together. Don't you know that research, knowledge is one of the most basic, powerful things on this planet that you can achieve if you're willing to seek it? A lot of the things wouldn't be going on in the world if we didn't give these folks the power that they got. We have the ability to change stuff tomorrow if we wanted to. But you know why we won't? It's because of the ignorance to obtain the awareness and the strength to say, hell no. I don't want to live this Western way of living that was taught to me. I want to unlearn, to relearn something that will truly benefit not just me, but for all humanity. The rules we follow, we don't have to do. Because we are fearful of what they will do. Or shall I say, they are fearful of what we don't do. That's the biggest thing. Until we can get over that, nothing will change. I really believe nothing will change. And the things will remain the same as it always been. That's what scares me so much, man. The divide will continue. Excuse me. It don't take nothing for us to come together, y'all. It really, really, really don't. But that divide and tearing people down sure as hell is what is continuing to keep winning. It's tearing people down because everybody do it on a regular basis. And for that reason, they keep profiting off of it. It is hard because stuff that's so simple on this planet is yet so hard. It's so hard because the reason why it's so hard is because the people make it hard. You know, the being taught, the Western way of living that we've been continuously living for multiple generations, man. That's what got us in this rut. The hustling, the chasing to receive things that isn't beneficial for any of us. If you want to really be technical with it, really. Because it don't bring us any kind of happiness in the long run. It gives us a quick dopamine hit, but other than that, we don't have each other. We have materialistic shit. And the materialistic shit is something that it bugs me so much because people out here would praise the materialistic shit more than they would praise each other. Or bigging up one another and saying, man, I'm proud of you, man. Continue to keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. And if we do, we have it in small circles. You see, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick because we continue this over and over and over and over and over again without even thinking, subconsciously. It just, you know, it just bugs me, man. It bugs me to death because, again, yeah, I was once one of these people that was really tearing each other down and talking a lot of shit about somebody else and telling them that they won't ever be anything, or they won't amount to nothing, or they won't be able to be as good as I am, right? And that's, again, that's the Western way of living. You know, I know in other countries that's less fortunate than the way we have it here in America. You know, the way that they think in these other countries, right? I guarantee you they don't think the way we do. Guaranteed. I'll give you one place for example. Well, no. Yeah, I will give you one place for example, right? Africa is one place. Africa is one place that, I mean, not the whole continent itself, but that way of living over there, right? And I've heard, because I've talked to some people in Africa, right? And I've seen the way they live, right? Which is, like a third world country, and, very, very poor. And, you know, the individuals I spoke with, they had a smile on their face throughout the midst of everything, because they didn't have, it was grateful for what they had, meaning that they had less of what we have here in America. And they were content. And that opened up my eyes in such a way to make me think to myself, like, damn, these people don't have as much as we have, and they're excited. Don't they want more out of life? Don't they want these materialistic things? I mean, that's what they don't. That's what they're going to need in order to be happy. That's the old way that I was thinking. Like, they need to have a bunch of cars. They need to have a few houses. They need to have a whole lot of possessions just hanging up on the walls, like, decorations of different things and of that nature. Like, why don't they want that, man? That's the American way to live. That's the American dream. Have all what you want. Don't ever settle for less. Always achieve for greater. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't realize throughout the midst of that, me talking to these individuals, man, that these people were content in their lives with having less and just living the simple life. And the thing that really shocked me the most is that how much community that they had, and it was there for each other. And they loved one another in multiple different ways. And again, if they had any differences amongst each other, right, they would get into it and they would hash it out. It won't continue on forever and ever, right? They'll get back on their high horse and they'll continue to keep, living for each other. And again, the way they were living, they all had little villages in different parts of where they stayed, right? Which is like, maybe I'll say about 20, 30 feet away from each other. But they all was a community, man. They all came together for different events and did different things with each other. They all came together with their thoughts and their opinions about what they should do and making their next move. It was never one singular person that made a decision, right, for everybody. It was people pitching in, and they did it in such a unique way. How they did it, it just really tripped me out. I was like, damn, that's really, really wild how these people are doing this, man. And they telling us that, they tell me, not telling us, but they telling me, like, how is it in America? You guys have got the nice fancy clothes. You guys got the nice fancy cars. You guys got this and you got that. We want to live like you guys. And I'm telling them, again, my old school ways, is telling them, get this and that. And they're like, wow, you got any clothes? Donate some clothes, right? They was just basically talking to me and, just doing, just having dialogue, and I wasn't even thinking not one time about how they were living. I was just thinking about myself. And I was just like, damn, these people are super poor. Like even just down to the hat I wore was way better than what they had, right? My old way of thinking. I just kept saying like, damn, these people, they can't afford none of this stuff. Like, what's the deal, right? But see, what they had is what people over here in America, the Western way of living, is that it's not about materialistic things. Even though they asked me about, at that time they asked me about this stuff, they didn't want much. They didn't want much at all. They just wanted a taste of it. But they didn't want to sacrifice themselves at a cost to leave their families or their people in their villages. They wanted to stay there, and they love. I mean, I'm telling you, I seen such a glow in their faces, man, when they seen other people and how they were living amongst each other, and it was like they had this like this, the picture this as a bowl of food. They would eat because they didn't have silverware. They ate out of there. They ate out of there, off their fingers and ate some, and then they passed it. They passed it, and then they did the same down the line. They ate some, passed it, ate some, passed it. And the thing is, they had enough food for everybody, right? But they valued it so much that they just wanted to pass it down the line with one bowl, right? And again, for us people, us Western way of living people, we're gonna say, "Oh, that's disgusting. Like, what's all that?" Right? But again, these people probably live in such a clean way that we don't even have a clue, right? Because we only see about what's being presented. But these people are content, and so yeah, man. I say all that to say this, man, is that our ignorance, man, our ignorance and how we living, man. These people behind the scenes, they know this shit. They do, they know it, and they're laughing. They're laughing at all of us. You know, I mean, maybe now more so of people who's conscious, like myself and other people, right? It don't become a laughing matter to them because they know that we know something. The only thing that we don't know is that we don't see their faces, but they see ours, right? Because I'm not hiding nowhere. There's no need for me to hide. I done spent multiple years hiding behind, scarcity. And what the fuck I need to be being scared for? For what? Because you guys are afraid that I didn't have some knowledge about what you guys are doing. No, I know. I mean, I know that they know this stuff, but again, this is me to make this video for me to to let people know that again they're profiting off of our ignorance. And again, if we keep the separation, the divide, the more their agenda they keep pushing, the more they keep winning, the more they keep succeeding, the more they keep laughing in our face, the more they keep saying, "Damn, it was that, this, the way that they're doing, this was that simple." Like that right there alone should disturb you. But hey, it's not gonna penetrate some folks' mind. They're gonna find a way to get some pushback, and they're gonna find a way to say that, hey, this is a life. This is life. This is just how we supposed to live, right? No, it isn't how we're supposed to live. There's a different way of living, you guys. If you just expand your mind to see past beyond what you've been taught. That's all. And I understand that people, for whatever reason, right? Because they've been taught this way, right? So again, they don't want to unlearn, right? And that's unfortunate because for the people that don't want to unlearn, they would. It's almost like they'll be a used up soul, you know, uh, basically using that person for their energy, suck the life out of them, and throw them away in a pile of trash with the rest of the people who got used up. You know what I'm saying? And that cycle of soul sucking energy from these people is sickening, very very sickening. You know, I don't like it, man. You know, I know that the way, I know that there's people out there like myself, and they've been, leaving comments below, and I appreciate you guys for you guys stopping by and always being here to support me, and for the new subscribers, welcome, and I hope that you get something from this video and it resonated with you in such a way to make you think. But it's just time. It's time for a change, man. It's time for a change, and I don't care if I have to keep talking about it. It won't just take me, right? Because again, there's been people in my comments saying that what are my solutions to these issues, right? And I'm gonna keep on stating this, right? It's not gonna take just me. It's gonna take multiple people. Multiple folks. Starting something as simply as a discussion in the comments below. That's starting a shift, whether you want to know it or not. That little bit of action is powerful, man. It's powerful beyond recognition. But people don't think of it like that. They feel like, oh, this person just commented, and they get on to with their lives and whatever. Nah, man. The power of the tongue is something else, man. And we have the power to change stuff if we wanted to. But the way I see it, only because of the ignorance, we won't, man. And it's sad. And so again, it's like my team is over here, your team is over here. When it shouldn't be no teams, it should be a collective team. Man, this is why I make these videos. They try to make you think, you guys, and a lot of people, that have heard me, not heard me, but watched a lot of my videos, always say that I'm a doom and gloom. I don't understand what a doom and gloom could mean if I'm talking about reality. It's easy to ignore reality, and you shouldn't ignore reality, right? You can still have a happy life and do the things you do, right? But just be aware of what's going on. And that's the thing that I think people are missing, because they don't want to be aware. They want to just put everything, bury that shit down as far as they can bury it, and get on with their life, right? And just be happy in the element that they're in. And I say this: how could you be happy in the element that you're in when you know the shit is around you, when you know what's going on? And again, don't look at no damn newscast, because the news ain't gonna give you shit. If you want to be technical, they are the real doom and gloom, because when you look at the news, you don't really get nothing positive, right? Here I am, an individual, it's a regular person, just spitting some knowledge that I feel as though that people need to hear, and I'm not backed by anything. I'm backed by my mind. That's all. Nothing else, man. So, call it gibberish all you want to. Hey, that's cool too, It ain't meant for you. If it isn't meant for you, there's plenty of people out here, in the YouTube world who got videos that what you want to see, because I don't deal with fakery. I deal in the real and reality. Raw and uncut. And I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, and showcasing this to people, because again, this is what needs to be said, right? And again, the stuff that I'm talking about, it ain't just me talking, because people always say, oh, you always just talk so much. Again, it ain't for you. It's not gonna be meant for you to get it. The ones that's gonna get it, they're gonna know, and they're gonna stick around, because it's meant for their ears and their eyes to see. You feel what I'm saying? And so those are the people who I do it for. And so, yeah, y'all, leave some comments below. I want to have another open discussion. Let's talk about this, or just share with me some of your thoughts, man. Do you think I'm way out of my league when I talk about this, or do you think I'm on point? Right? And again, I know I'm on point, but I just want to get you guys' thoughts on this on this video, because again, getting to feedback helps me to understand how you guys minds work also, you know. So that being said, you guys, man, hope you guys having a good day. Hope you guys had a wonderful day, a productive day, and productive can be in many forms. It doesn't have to be going to go clock in somewhere, right? Because again, people always want to say that clocking in is a form of being productive. No, this is a multifaceted life. But I think we've been taught a way to suppress the multifacetism, be multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? And so it's time that we bring that back up, being multifaceted, man, being multi-talented in every aspect of your life, and being creative in multiple ways, man, and not being subjected to something, right? You are a creative being. Don't let these people, man, profit off your ignorance based on you just being non-aware and not being conscious of what's happening around you, or just in general. Don't do that. We need more people like you out there, man, to be conscious, because again, this connection is going to go far. It's going to create one big old chain link that can't be broken. But what I'll say is now is the chain link is weak. It's very, very weak because it's not enough people to make it strong. Knowledge is power. Strength is power. Remember that. I'm going to say it again. Knowledge is power and strength is power. So, like this video, share this video, subscribe to it, cut on the push notification so you won't miss a video whenever I drop it. And I'm waiting for you guys' comments. I want to be able to hear what you guys have to say. I am excited always to see the comments. So you guys take care, man. Enjoy yourself, man. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.